There we go. Okay. So, I have here a story which I'm gonna be reading so I can practice my enunciation. Alright. So this one is called Lacrimosa by Silvia Moreno Garcia. And it's a story around La Llorona, or based around La Llorona. I have to go all the way around, huh? Yeah, I could sit through here. Because I can't go this way. Just go here then, might as well. Anyways, the story goes like this. The woman is a mound of dirt and rags pushing a squeaky shopping cart. A lump that moves steadily, slowly forward as if dragged by an invisible tide. Her long, greasy hair hides her face, but Ramon feels her staring at him. He looks ahead. The best thing to do with the homeless mob littering Vancouver is to ignore it. Give them a buck and the beggars cling to you like barnacles. Have you seen my children? The woman asks. Her voice, sandpaper against his ears, make him shiver. His heart jolts, as though someone has pricked it with a needle. Oh, carry on there. He keeps on walking, but much faster now. It isn't until he is shoving the milk inside the fridge that he realizes why the woman's words have upset him. She reminds him of La Llorona. Let's see, I think should be here. Maybe down here. There's a wolf over there. Maybe it's on top. Oh no, it's down there. Or up here. Yeah, I'm right on it. Oh, there it is.
I've been looking for you.
Yes, I
I
have.
could use this.
Sorry that. Antiseptics. Nah, I don't need any of that. Okay. She reminds me of Viola. And the story keeps going as he hasn't thought about her in years, not since he was a child living in Potrero. Everyone in town had a story about La Llorona. Uh-oh. I'll do it. Okay, got him. Alright. Everyone in town had a story about La Llorona. The most common tale was that she drowned her children in the river and afterwards roamed the town, searching for them at night. Her pitiful cries are a warning and an omen. What is this? cattail. Do I need that? I don't think so. Tough, not very filling, but edible. Cattail head can be used as tinder. Okay. Oh, we're following in the lake. Back to the story. Camilo, Ramon's great uncle, swore on his mother's grave that he met this ghost while riding home one night. It was a rainy season when the rivers overflow and Camilo was forced to take a secondary, unfamiliar road. He spotted a woman in white bending over some nopales at the side of a lonely path. Her face was covered with the spines of the prickly pears she had savagely bitten. She turned around and smiled, blood dripping from her open mouth and stained her white shift. This was the kind of story the locals whispered around Potrero. It was utter nonsense, especially coming from the lips of a chronic alcoholic like Camilo. But it was explosive stuff for an 8-year-old boy who stayed up late to watch black and white horror flicks on the battered TV set. However, to think about the Llorona there in the middle of the city between the SkyTrain tracks and the pawn shops is ridiculous. Ramon never packed ghost stories in his suitcase, and Potrero and the Llorona are very far away. Can I go through here? I have to go around. The story continues. He sees the homeless woman sitting beneath a narrow ledge, shielding herself from the rain. She sweeps and hugs a plastic bag as though it were a newborn. "Have you seen my children?" she asks when he rushes by, clutching his umbrella. Nearby, a man sleeps in front of an abandoned store. An ugly old dog curled next to him. The downtown homeless. Oh, I got lost. The downtown homeless peek at random from the shadows as he steps over old cigarette butts. They say this is an up-and-coming neighborhood, but each day he spots a new beggar wielding an empty paper cup at his face. I can't go around. Do I have to go this way? No. How can I map my way out? 'Cause I fell through here. Oh, I could have just gone this way. Okay, that's what I'll do. They say that this is an up-and-coming neighborhood, but each day he spots a new beggar wielding an empty paper cup at his face. It is disgraceful. This is the very reason why he left Mexico. He escaped the stinking misery of his childhood and the tiny bedroom with the black and white TV set he had to share with his cousins. Behind his house, there were prickly pears and emptiness, no roads and no buildings. Just a barren nothing swallowed by the purple horizon. It was easy to believe that the Llorona. It was easy to believe that the Llorona roamed there. But not in Vancouver, which is new and shiny, foaming with lattes and tiny condos. I'm gonna break my foot. Oh no, I'm fine. Dogs are howling. They scare him. Wild, stray animals that roam the back of the house at nights. His uncle told him the dogs howled when they saw the Llorona. Ramon runs to the girl's room and sneaks into his mother's bed, terrified of the noise, and his mother has to hold him in her arms until he falls asleep. But when he wakes up, Ramon is in his apartment, and it is only one dog, the neighbor's. The neighbor's Doberman, barking. He rolls to the center of the bed, staring at the ceiling. I can't go around. Started getting nighttime too. How do I get around? Am I supposed to go through here? Didn't I already do that? Hold on, I'll get back to the story. Just give me a minute. There's nothing to climb. Over there, this is mountain. Let me check again. Maybe there is a way around. Maybe up here. No. It's already getting. Get back to Jeremiah. Methuselah is the guy that was sitting over there. Okay. I thought Jeremiah was the old man for a minute, not the trapper. I'll just sleep there again. How did I get out? I just kind of went through, right? That's what I did. No time to worry about that now. Moan spots the woman a week later, her arms wrapped around her knees. Uh-oh, I'm really thirsty. Alright. Let's see. How do we use that flashlight? Battery is dead. What do you mean? How do I put a battery inside of it? Repair. Oh, okay. Did I just drop this? I'll keep it for now. Alright, time to go. Let's see over here real quick. Because I know I went through. I just don't know how. Was it through here? Wasn't through there, I don't think. Oh, look right here. I'm a fool. Come on. Oh, there we go. Back to the story. My children, she asks, with her cloud of dirty hair obscuring her face. Where are my children? Nauseating in her madness, a disgusting sight glowing like a canker sore and invading his streets, just like the other homeless littering the area. The man in front of the drugstore that always asking for spare change, even though Ramon never gives him, ugh, never gives him any, or the gnarled man. Okay, there we go. What's that guy? Okay, good. Asking him for spare change. A man in front of the drugstore that always asks him for spare change, even though Ramon never gives him any, or the gnarled man beneath a familiar blanket, eternally sleeping in the shade of a burger joint. The city is heading to the gutter. Sure, it looks pretty far. It looks pretty from afar, with its tall glass buildings and its mountains. But below, there is a depressing stew of junkies and panhandlers that mars the view. It reminds him of Portrero and the bedroom with the leaky ceiling. He started at a small yellow leak. He stared at that small yellow leak, which grew to become an obscene, dark patch above his bed until one day he grabbed his things and headed north. I gotta go around. Or can I just climb up? I mean, it worked. I'm up here now. For a time. There we go. Easy. Back to the soul. He felt like repeating his youthful impulsiveness, gathering his belongings in a duffel bag and leaving the gray skies of Vancouver. But he had the condo which would fetch a killing one day if he was patient. His job, and all the other anchors that a man put
Looks
in.
like a new day is dawning.
Okay, I'm fine. But he had a condo which would fetch a killing one day if he was patient. His job, and all the other anchors that a man pushing 40 can accumulate. A few years before, maybe. Now, it seemed like a colossal waste of time. Ramon tries to comfort himself with the thought of one day, when he retires, he will move to a tropical island with pristine white beaches and blue-green seas, where the wrecks of humanity can never wash ashore. He's gone to buy groceries, and there she is, picking cans out of the garbage in the alley behind the supermarket. Llorona. He used to send a postcard to his mother every year when he was younger. Newly arrived in the States, he couldn't send any money because dishwashing didn't leave you with any spare dollars, and he couldn't phone often because he rented a room in a house, and there was no phone jack in there. If he wanted to make a call, he had to use the payphone across the street. Instead, he sent postcards. Carmen didn't like it. His sister complained about his lack of financial support for their mother. "Why do I always have to take care of Mom, huh? Why is it me stuck in the house with her?" she asked him. "Don't be melodramatic. You like living with Mom. You're off in California and never sent a goddamn cent. It ain't easy. It ain't easy here either, Ramon. You're just like all the other shitty men, just taking off and leaving the land and the women behind. Who's gonna take care of Mom when she gets old and sick? Who's gotta clean the house and dust it then? What's with that fucking money? I ain't doing it, Ramon." Bye, Carmen. "There's some things you can't get rid of, Ramon," her sister yelled. He didn't call after that. Soon he was heading to another city, and by the time he reached Canada, he didn't bother sending postcards. Can I get over here? Okay. didn't bother sending postcards. He figured he would one day, but things got in the way, and years later he thought it would be even worse if he tried to phone. And what would they talk about now? It's all been ages since he'd left home, and the sister and cousins that had lived in Cordero. He'd gotten rid of layers and layers of the old Ramon, molding into a new man. But maybe Carmen has been right. Maybe there's some things you can't get rid of. Certain memories, certain stories, certain fears that cling to the skin like old scars. These things follow you. Maybe ghosts can follow you too. It's a bad afternoon. Assholes at work and in the streets, and then a heavy, disgusting rain pours down. Almost a sludge that swallows her sidewalks. He's lost his umbrella and walks with his hands jammed inside his jacket's pockets. Head down. 4 more blocks and he'll be home. That's when Ramon hears the squeal. A high-pitched noise. It's a shriek, a moan, a sound he's never heard before. The hell is that? He turns and looks, and it's the old woman, the one he's nicknamed Llorona, pushing her shopping cart. Squeak, squeak goes the cart, matching each of his steps. Squeak, squeak. A metallic chirping echoed by a low mumble. Children, children, children. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The metallic chant with an old rhythm. He walks faster. The cart matches his pace. Wheels roll. I gotta make my way around this dog. He doubles his efforts, hurrying to cross the street before the light changes. I gotta go way around. He doubles his efforts, hurrying to cross the street before the light changes. The cart groans closer than before, nipping at his heels. He thinks she's about to hit him when the damn thing... Oh, damn. It's about to hit him when the damn thing... Hold on, let me get across this. He thinks it's about to hit him, and the darn thing, with the damn thing, and then all of a sudden the sound stops. He looks over his shoulder. The old woman is gone. She has veered into an alley, vanishing behind a large dumpster. Ramon runs home. The dogs are howling again, a howl that is a wail. The wind roars like a demon. The rain scratches the windows, begging to be let in. And he lies under the covers, terrified. He feels his mother's arm around his body, her hands smoothing his hair like she did when he was scared. Just a little boy, terrified of the phantoms that wander through the plains. His mother's hand pats down his son. Oh, I can make it through here. Mother's hand is bony, gnarled, long fingers with filthy nails. Nails caked with dirt. The smells of mud, putrid garbage, and mold hit him hard. He looks at his mother. Thought I heard something. He looks at his mother. He looks at his mother, and her hair is a tangle of gray. Her yellow smile paints the dark. He leaps from the bed. When he hits the floor, he realizes the room is filled with at least 3 inches of water. Have you seen my children? The thing in the bed asks. There's another dog there. The dogs howl and he wakes up, his face buried in the pillow. He takes a cab to work. He feels safer that way. The streets are her domain. She owns the alleys. When he goes to lunch, he looks at the puddles and thinks about babies drowned in the water, corpses floating down a silver river. Don't ever let the Llorona look at you, his uncle said. Once she's seen you, she'll follow you home and haunt you to death, little boy. Oh, my children, she'll scream and drag you into the river. But he'd left her behind in Potrero. He thought he'd left her behind. Ramon tries to recall if there's a charm or remedy against the evil spirit. His uncle never mentioned one. The only cure he knew was his mother's embrace. There, little one, she said, and he nestled safe against her, while the river overflowed and lightning traced snakes in the sky. In the morning, there is a patch of sunlight. Ramon dares to walk a few blocks, but even without the rain, the city feels washed out. Its color has been drained. It resembles the monochromatic images they broadcasted on the cheap television set of his youth. Even though he does not bump into her, the Llorona... Uh-oh. Oh no. You mind? I was reading.
Not feeling so cocky now, huh? And all it took was for me to go full-on Grizzly Adams. I'd better get out of here before he comes back.
My bear spear. Alright, let's continue the story. Even though he does not bump into her, the Llorona's presence lays thick over the streets, pieces of darkness clinging onto the walls, and the dumpsters in the alleys. Where am I? Oh, he's over here. Okay. And the dumpster in the alleys. It even seems to spread over the people. The glassy eyes of a binner reflect a river instead of the bricks of a building. He hurries back home and locks the door, but when it rains again, water leaks into the living room, just a few little drops drifting into his apartment. He wipes the floor clean. More water seeps in like a festering boil, cut open and oozing disease. The Llorona stands guard in the alley. She is a lump in the night, looking up at his apartment window. He feels her through the concrete walls and the glass, looking for him. He fishes for the old notebook with a smudged and forgotten number. Oh, Jesus, that scared me. The rain splashes against his building, and the wind cries like a woman. The dial tone is loud against his ear. More than 10 years have passed. He has no deal what he'll say. He doesn't even understand what he wants to ask. He can't politely... Oh, sorry, I lost my place. He can't politely request to ship the ghost back to Mexico. He dials. The number has been disconnected. He thinks about Carmen and his mother and the dusty nothingness behind their house. There might not even be a house. There might not even be a house. Perhaps the night and the river swallowed them. The Llorona comes with the rain, or maybe it is the other way around. The rain comes with her. Something else also comes. darkness. His apartment grows dimmer. He remains in the pools of light, away from the blackness outside. Oh, sorry. Away from the blackness. Outside, in the alley, the Llorona scratches the dumpster with her nails. The dogs howl. Ramon shivers in his bed and thinks about his mother and how she used to drive the ghosts away. She is sitting next to a heap of garbage in the middle of the alley, water pouring down her shoulders. She clutches rags and dirt and pieces of plastic against her chest, her head bowed and her face hidden behind the screen of her hair. My children, my children. She looks up at him, slowly. The rain coats her face, tracing dirty rivulets? Tracing dirty rivulets along her cheeks. He expects an image out of a nightmare, blood dripping, yellow cat eyes, or a worn skull. But this is an old woman. Her skin has been torn by time, and her eyes are cloudy. This is an old woman.
Did you find it?
The legend might be bunk, but the spear is real.
Maybe the legend is also real. Let's hope so, for your sake.
Yeah, the bear is definitely tracking me. You have any luck with the radio?
I did. Did you see the lights in the night sky, the aurora? Well, when that flared up, the radio came to life. Just lit up, started spitting out noise, but it was all gibberish. Bits and pieces of things. Music, talking. I think it needs more range, a more powerful signal. If we could find a way to boost the signal strength when the aurora is active, we might be able to get a message out.
Let me guess. You have an idea.
You're starting to get it, Mackenzie. I was digging through some old geological survey maps.
Those look like military insignia stamped on there.
Focus, Mackenzie! Now, this survey shows a series of radio transponder towers that cross back and forth across Great Bear.
Now, why would those be there?
Good question. But for another time. We can use these.
How?
Each tower has some electronics that'd serve like a signal booster to make sure the message gets to the next relay.
Okay.
Well, you get me 2, maybe 3 of those, and I might just be able to rig us up our own signal booster.
You might, huh? And I guess I need to do this while old Bear decides if I'm going to become the next chapter in his legend?
Don't be silly. Spence's bear would be long gone by now. That was 150 years ago.
Maybe he has, I don't know, genetic memory.
Ridiculous idea. But there's definitely a bear out there, and he's definitely interested in you. You'll just have to take your chances.
Says the guy safely inside the wooden cabin.
Damn it! You think I want to be in here? I need to get a message out, and this might be the only way.
What message? What does this have to do with me contacting my friend?
There's more at stake than you and your friend!
What does this guy mean?
Please, Mackenzie. Get me those boosters. I'll fix the radio, and the first call we'll make will be to Perseverance Mills. I promise.
Okay. I'm on it. I'll be back with the transponder parts.
Watch your back, Mackenzie.
What do I have to worry about? I have a legendary 150-year-old demon bear hungry for my blood. Bullets don't stop him, but I'm armed with basically a medieval weapon, which I'm sure will do the trick. I'm stuck in this winter wasteland where lights in the sky make the power flicker and electronics explode, and the only people I seem to meet are all slightly crazy. And this is all after I crashed my plane deep in the wilderness and somehow lost my ex-wife along the way, and I'd really kind of like to find her back.
And don't forget about the wolves.
Let's get on with it.
Ain't that the truth? Alright. Let me put some stuff away. Let me put away like the no, I need that, I need that. Well then I have like a shard, right? I put this away. And then let me put hold on. There we go. This is a lot easier. That away. Tools is fine. Lantern is fine. Can opener, I guess. Pork and beans. White stone, don't need that. Whoops. I have food still. I could no, I'm fine with that. I've been fine without it, so I don't see why I would need it. 6 bandages, not bad. Okay. Let's go. No way. It's out here. I gotta go back out there. Okay. Uh-oh.
It hurts.
That was on me. Sorry, guys. What was it? I just hurt myself? Okay, I'm fine. You know what? Might as well let me eat the meat. Where is it? Here it is. I'll skin the next one. There we go, got a shard. Okay. I'm going the right way. Let me go back to the story. So he met he's face to face to the old woman, I think. This is an old woman. She could be his mother. She might be, for all he knows. He lost her photograph a long time ago, and can't recall what she looks like anymore. His mother, who ran her fingers through his hair and hugged him until the ghost vanished. Now he's too old for ghosts, but the ghosts still come at nights. I'll get the gun out. The woman looks at him, parched, forgotten, and afraid. I've lost my children, she whispers in her voice of dead leaves. The alley is a river. He goes to her, sinks into the muck, sinks into the silvery water. He embraces her, and she strokes his hair. The sky above is black and white, like the pictures in the old TV set, and the wind that howls in his ears is the demon wind of his childhood. Wow. That's the end of that. What a interesting story. It's like a modern take of the Irona story. I kind of like it. It's from my understanding, this guy moved away from his home, and you know, he left behind his mother and his sister, and with that, he started missing mostly his mother, because you know, he felt the motherly embrace that made him feel safe. Now that he's out here, now that he's in Vancouver, alone and like facing the world by himself, he's not doing too hot, but like he keeps going, you know. Let's see, let me get 2 kilograms. He keeps going, and then you know, the the old woman he sees probably is the Llorona. And I guess that's something to think about, because why else would kids like, okay, so here's my thoughts on the whole Llorona legend, okay? I think that it's mainly made so that kids do not go wandering off at night, because it's dangerous. There's coyotes, there's animals, there's people, all that crazy stuff. Like, you want your kids to be safe, but sometimes telling them, don't go outside at night is dangerous, isn't enough, because sometimes they won't listen, or they think, I'm not gonna be anywhere where there's near coyotes or I can outrun them. They feel invincible, like things that they're used to. If they see coyotes every other day, they're not gonna think, you know, they're not gonna think twice about, hanging around them, because, they don't really attack when they see them out in the day. They just like hang out. Now, if you tell them that there's this woman outside that can grab you and drown you, and she will do that with all of her power, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, that's gonna make a kid, think twice about what he's doing outside in the dark. And the Llorona is also meant to scare off, like, young men, as well as, I don't think young women, maybe young girls, or, tween girls, but I think it's, for when it's older, I think it's mostly on men, because it also says that the Llorona also hides herself as a, like a concubine, not really a succubus, but, a lady that is very, oh, here they are, I went the wrong way. Okay, I go up then. Oh yeah, the Llorona can disguise herself as a pretty lady, and this lady can still drown the men that try to be womanizers, and that's why it also discourages them from going out at night, or going out at night and being drunk and stuff, and two, from being womanizers from like every woman they see, because that's seen negatively. Oh, there's the tower. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it was still interesting on the fact that he was alone in in Vancouver. He moved away from his old home to get a better life, and he ends up meeting this woman. Like, he sees beggars and stuff, and he just reminded of his home, and I guess he ended up getting a little bit homesick. It's been too long where he hasn't kept in touch with his family. He sees the beggars and he's reminded of home, and it just makes it worse. He ends up remembering, like, the Llorona also while he's remembering, or actually he remembers the Llorona and then he remembers his home, and then he ends up regretting it. And the more he sees her, the more he's reminded of his home, and the more he's put back in that place. He thinks back on, he wanted to leave because it sucked, but at least he's had his family, and now that he left, he has, a more or less of a good life, but he doesn't have his family anymore. So when you don't have your family, then what do you have? That's like the main thing in Mexican culture, is your family comes first. No, it doesn't mean that all families are good to like keep in touch with. Sometimes if they are bad, you gotta cut them off like any other person, because they're human. They're not this highly regarded person, I guess. Like, yeah, they you think they know best, but in reality they don't. They want what's best for you, and they think that they're doing it. But that's another story. Anyways, oh, hold on. Anyways, so he's reminded of his home. He sees, he finally sees her, you know, for the old woman that that she is, and he's reminded even more of his mother. And he's taken aback. Oh shit! Ah, Jesus. Where's the other one? The hell are you? Alright. No. Got him. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Anyways, I think it was interesting the fact that he was taken back to his childhood. You know, he's missing his mother. This old woman reminds him of his mother, and it might just be the Llorona, you know. Then that's
Could end
how,
up being useful.
and that's how she got him, is by craft gunpowder. Oh, okay. Anyways, oh, there we go. Okay.
I can always use more food.
Fashion for game developers these days. Nice. I gotta go to the corners. It's crazy. So I'll just go around. Yeah, I'll go this way. And then, oh, what's this? Office Spence Family Homestead. Nice, nice. And then I go this way. I just gotta go all the way around. Can I make a beeline for it? Like, kind of? Could shorten it. I have to go this way, I think. Or that way. Maybe I'll just go this way. And then this way. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's how the Yorona got him, in my opinion. Is that, you know, she embraced him like he was, or like she was his mother, which is her whole deal. You know, she's trying to find her kids after A, drowning them for another man, or B, drowning them for another man who was the devil, you know, religion and stuff. I like the story. Now, shall we read another one? I'm kind of down. Let me see if I can find one real quick. Let me see. I'll take any suggestions if you guys, you know, are willing. Let's see. We got, this one's called Nightmare Magazine. Ah, da 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 da. Oh, whoops. Ooh, Silvia Moreno Garcia has another one called Jade, comma, Blood. This one looks nice. Let's read that one. Let's see. Can I zoom out? Yeah, I can. Alright, another one from Moreno Garcia. Oh, it doesn't fit. My phone fits though. It's like weird zoomed in and stuff. Like portrait mode. How'd I do that? Cut it, copy it, paste it. Damn it. It's like I can't fix the window. I have to do it on my phone still, I think. Which, I don't mind, but I'd rather not. Let's see. Because I could make it smaller. Because what I have here works fine. It fits in the side. It's zoomed in. It's scrunched up. The problem with this web page is that it can't scrunch. Oh, I did a bad. Okay, back up, back it up, back it up. Maybe if I do it on a notepad. Like copy it, put it in a notepad. Or in a document. No, that wouldn't work either. It's too much. Man, this always happens, I guess. Okay, well, if only I can make this go smaller. How can I do that? Hmm. I don't know. It wouldn't fit anyways. Okay. Let's just leave it at that. Let's see. Let me save it real quick. Turbine room. Rename. Oh, no. Save. Overwire. Yes. Uh, transmit. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, so this was called. What's it called? Bones Jade or something? Blood Jade? Blood? Oh, Jade Blood. Okay. By the same author. I think it'll be a good one. Oh. Yellowed bones tangle with jade necklaces and gold bracelets in the depths of the cenote. Of the keynote? Keynote. Where blind fish and crayfish swim. She stands near the edge of the waterhole, observing its beautiful depths, her hands clutching her long skirt. At her feet, there is a burlap sack. A pig squirms and squeals inside. She ignores its protests. Am I going that way? Was it navigation? That's just map, okay. She is a novice at a convent. She is a novice at a convent near a small town, baked by the harsh sun. A town south of Merida, a town where all buildings are painted yellow and white. The convent was built on top of a pyramid, an attempt to vanquish the old traditions, but many Mayan ruins remain around the peninsula, and so do the cenotes. She spends her days in song and prayer, a humdrum existence driven by habitat and monotony, sewing, baking, sweeping, and scrubbing the floors, simple meals accompanied by coarse bread, lessons and readings of saints and martyrs, a few phrases in Latin. These are all the things she knows. Before, when she lived in her parents' house, it was much of the same. Domesticity, domesticity and a dreary alteration of pointless tasks. Let's go around. Or just down this way. Pointless tasks. Mother taught her all her duties, but without joy. Seventh child, a daughter, a useless mouth to feed. The boys at least could work, and her sister was beautiful enough to wed off. But she, stunted thing, with the pocket marks and the bulging eyes, who'd want her? She never complained, not knowing a life which was any better. She accepted her lot, not with stoicism, but with a soft indifference. Had her father willed it, managed it, she might have married, had children, died a grandmother. But would that have been any more or any less than her current life at the convent? Than the quiet, cloistered life of the nun? She does not know and does not ask. I'm going the wrong way. There's this old dog there. Don't do it. Oh, I missed. Okay, goody, that's it. I have to go this way. And yet something scratches inside her head. A tiny little scratch, a prickle of a question which drives her every other day to the cenote. The convent is isolated, and the nuns reckon the surrounding jungle possesses dangerous animals and equally treacherous terrain. The convent has an interior patio. Like all pleasant abodes in the peninsula, the patio's floor is decorated with blue and white tiles. And upon those tiles, I got lost. To the cenote, convent is isolated, and the nuns reckon the surrounding. The patio's floor is decorated with blue and white tiles, and upon those tiles sit potted plants. A fountain in the middle. In this docile environment, the nuns are expected to spend their days nature subdued and placed in glazed pots, and the women placed as still as the plants, sitting on stone benches. I went the wrong way. I have to go up there. Oh well. She finds no joy in the patio nor its greenery. The tips of the stunted palm trees are going yellow. They rot in their pots. So she heads outside the heavy wooden doors of the Covenant. Let me see. I want to find out what exactly, how exactly do I name that or pronounce it? Is it Covent or Covent? Let me see. I think it's Covent. Covent. Of the convent. Convent. Canvent. Convent. Convent. Convent.
Convent.
Convent. Oh, it's a convent. Nice, nice. Oh yeah, the convent. That's what I've been saying. Let's see. What is the other one? Like C cant or something? C note. C note. C note. C note. C note. C note.
Cenodi.
Synodi? What the hell?
Cenodi.
A deep sinkhole in limestone with a pool at the bottom that is found especially in Yucatan.
Cenodi.
So cenote, that's what it is. It's a cenote. Alright guys, it's cenote. To the cenote. Nice, nice, nice. Learning new things. Let's keep her going. She finds no joy in the patio nor its greenery. What the? The tips of the stunted palm trees are going yellow. They rot in their pots, so she heads outside the heavy wooden doors of the convent. And although the women shake their heads, they do nothing to bar her from walking outside. Let me reload while I can. I feel like I have this a little too loud. Oh well. Convent, Synodi. Oh, I got a scratch. Oh, okay. That is how she found it. Found it during one of her walks. Found it during found it during one of her walks. Found it as if a path had been etched on a piece of paper to map her steps.
Okay, this time I'm ready for you. Come on, you big bastard.
Yeah, come here, you. I dare you. Ah, too late. I messed it up bad. So anticlimactic. Okay. Let's get that bear.
Okay, this time I'm ready for you.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on. There you go. Oh, look at him run. Oh, that's my bad. Did a bad. God damn it. So I have to do it repeatedly. Okay. Okay, I get it. God damn it. Okay, I'm out here trying to... Okay. So I cannot use anything else other than the spear.
Holy shit. Okay. This time I'm ready. Come on, you big bastard.
Come on, come on, come on. I got some of them. This guy. So I guess this spear is just for me to ward him off. Oh no, here it comes. Come on, come on, come on. This guy won't stop. Right here. He won't leave me
Need some
alone.
first aid.
Freaking finally, man.
I can still feel my face. Which means I'm not dead. Onward.
Ugh, what a trip. Oh, they're not painkillers. Antibiotics. Antiseptic. Okay. I can use that. Alrighty now. Well, that was a bear attack. Okay, I think I have enough time. Oh no, not enough time. I think that's gonna be it for today. Or tonight. Because it is 11 and it is time for me to go to sleep. Transmit. Let's see. Yes. Let's just transmit again. I don't know. There we go. Transmitting. Hehe. Okay. Whoop. I leave it at that. A bear attack. Cool stuff. Also, I know I haven't been streaming because I've just been busy, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I'll probably